Hi everyone, this is Thera. We are on week 4, chapter 3, and today we'll be reviewing exercise 3-5. The top of the assignment gives us a little bit of information, so we'll start there. A tabular analysis of the transactions made during August 2017 by Blossom Company during its first month of operations is shown below. Each increase and decrease in stockholders' equity is explained. So we have a kind of a new way of looking at this information, but I think it's fairly straightforward. So let's see how this goes. We're going to go to part A and work on the income statement. So the first portion is from the month ending August 31st, 2017. They told us at the beginning that it was the month only, and it was in August. So we're going to go to revenues. The first, there's only one slot here for revenues. And if we look here, we can find the service revenues here, which is $10,100. So we can plug that in here, $10,100. Next is expenses. There's 3 slots for expenses. And if you'll recall in the textbook, they told us to make sure that we submit the information chronologically or in order that it's put on the information here. So the first one is rent expense of $800. Second is salary expense for $3,700 and utility expense for $290. So we're going to plug those in here. Rent expense $800, salaries and wages $3,700, utilities expense $290. The next line is total expenses. So we're going to take $800, add in $3,700 and an additional $290 for a balance total expenses of $4,790. The next line is the net income or loss, and we find that by taking the $10,100, subtracting out the $4,790, and we get a net income of $5,310. That's all for part A. So we'll move to part B, which is the retained earnings statement. This is also a month-end report, so month-end August 31st, 2017. If you'll recall, we're going to start with the beginning retained earnings, which is money that was held from the previous month. However, we learned up here in the instructions that this is the first month of operations, so there are no retained earnings. So we just put 0 here. There was an income, a net income, so we're going to add that in here, adding a net income. And remember, we found that in part A, net income $5,310. Plug that in here. Add the two together, 0 plus 5,310, and we end up with $5,310. Next, we're going to take out the dividends. So we're going to less dividends. Looking at the top, the dividends are right here, $2,200 dividends. So we'll add that here, $2,200. And the retained earnings for the end of the month is the 5,310, subtract $2,200, and we have a balance of $3,110 for a month-end retained earnings. That completes portion B. Part C is the balance sheet, and here's some special instructions to make sure we list the assets in order of liquidity. So on a balance sheet, we only put the date. There is no month end or year end for this part. Let's start with current assets. There's 1, 2, 3 slots we need to fill. So starting with the most liquid item, that's cash. All of these items in this column belong in the cash line. So it's a basic addition subtraction problem. We'll take $20,400, subtract 960, 740, add in $4,700, subtract 1,900, subtract 2,200, $800, add in $390, and then subtract out $370. That gives us a cash total of $15,190. Second is accounts receivable. Looking back at the top, that's this column here. A simple subtraction problem. $5,400, subtract $390 for a difference of $5,010. Third is supplies. Supplies is in this column here, $740. Plug that in, third line. Now we're at total current assets. Simple addition problem again. $15,190, $5,010, $740 for a sum of $20,940. Next is equipment. Back at the top, there is another column for equipment. In this case, there's only one transaction of $4,960. So we will put that here, $4,960. For total assets, we're going to add $20,940 plus $4,960 for a grand total of $25,900. Next is liabilities and stockholders' equity. Start with current liabilities. There's one spot here, and we found accounts payable. So we take $4,000, subtract $1,900, subtract $290 for a balance of $2,390. Next is stockholders' equity. There's two lines here, and from previous examples, we've learned that there's common stock and retained earnings. Common stock is here, $20,400. Plug that in. And then the retained earnings, a little bit trickier. It's these three columns here: revenues, subtract expenses, subtract dividends. So we'll start with the revenues, $10,100, subtract out $2,200, subtract out $800, $3,700, and $290 for a balance in retained earnings of $3,110. Total stockholders' equity is these two columns added together, $20,400 and $3,110 for a balance of $23,510. Total liabilities and stockholders' equity is $2,390 plus $23,510. That gives us a balance total liabilities and stockholders' equity of $25,900. You know you're on the right track when that matches the total assets up here, $25,900. That completes the assignment. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thank you.